Namaskar, hello, good afternoon and a very warm welcome to our discussion of Paricharcha. My name is Tanvi Khurana and at this moment you're watching us on PMeVIDYA channel number 6 and channel number 11. Every Friday, same time, same platform, we come here and we bring a discussion. We have panel members and there's a discussion for 1.5 hours in which you can always participate. You can raise your questions, आप हमसे बातचीत कर सकते हैं, अपने सुझाव हम तक पहुंचा सकते हैं. अगर आपकी कोई भी कहानी है तो आप हम तक पहुंचा सकते हैं. आज का जो हमारा विषय है वो है Adolescents and Responsible Decision Making. हम सभी जानते हैं जो एडोलेसेंस एज होती है वो एक थोड़ी सी कॉम्प्लेक्स कंफ्यूजिंग एज होती है. बहुत सारे डिसीजंस होते हैं जो इम्पॉर्टेंट होते हैं, बच्चों को लेने होते हैं, पर उसके लिए बहुत सारे स्टेक होल्डर्स भी इन्वॉल्व होते हैं और इस पर ही आज हम बातचीत करेंगे. देयर इज अ डिस्कशन गोइंग ऑन एंड इफ यू वांट टू पार्टिसिपेट देन प्लीज वॉच इट ऑन आवर यूट्यूब चैनल विच इज NCERT ऑफिशियल. इन द लाइव चैट बॉक्स यू कैन राइट डाउन योर क्वेश्चंस, queries and share them with us. Our experts, they'll be more than happy to answer all your queries towards the end of our program. You're also watching us on our official Facebook page, that is National Council of Educational Research and Training, NCERT. And do you know what exactly is this discussion of Paricharcha all about? Let me tell you that this Paricharcha program is being initiated under MANODARPAN, an initiative by the Government Ministry of Education, Government of India. And this is for providing psychosocial support to all the children, to their parents, to the schools, and whosoever needs help, they can watch this particular program. अगर आप हमें हमारे राष्ट्रीय टोल फ्री नंबर पर कांटेक्ट करना चाहें तो वो होगा 844-844-0632. इस पूरे इनिशिएटिव को अगर आप और जानना चाहते हैं और इसके बारे में बातचीत करना चाहते हैं तो आप एक वेबसाइट पर भी लॉग इन कर सकते हैं. वेबसाइट है manodarpan.education.gov.in. मनोदर्पण के इनिशिएटिव के बारे में आप कुछ भी जानकारी जानना चाहें तो आप इस वेबसाइट पर ज़रूर जाइएगा. आइए हम आपको आज के पैनल मेंबर्स से मिलवाते हैं जो हमें एडोलेसेंस एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबल डिसीजन मेकिंग के बारे में बहुत सारी जानकारी देंगे. हमारे साथ हैं प्रोफेसर संध्या रानी साहू. अ वेरी वार्म वेलकम टू यू मैम.
नमस्कार.
नमस्कार. Ma'am is a professor and she is the Dean of Instructions. Not only that, she is the head of the Department of Education in Social Sciences and Humanities from Regional Institute of Education, Bhubaneswar. And we have with us Dr. Dhanya Krishnan. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Namaste.
Namaskar. So, ma'am is an assistant professor from Department of Extension Education, Regional Institute of Education, Bhubaneswar. Well, we have more guests with us and let me introduce you to our third guest. He is Dr. Purna Brahma. Welcome to our program,
Namaste.
sir. Namaskar. Sir is the principal of Diet from Kendrapara, Odisha. And we have with us Dr. Sandip Kumar. Welcome to our program, sir.
Namaskar.
Namaskar. Sir is the lecturer in education from Government of Bihar College of Teachers Education, Bhagalpur, Bihar. And lastly, but not at all the least, we have with us Miss Suman Verma. Welcome to our program, ma'am.
Namaskar. Namaskar.
Ma'am is PGT in biology from KV Sukna, Darjeeling, and she is also a practicing counsellor. एक बार फिर से हम अपने सारे पैनलिस्ट्स का स्वागत करते हैं हमारे इस प्रोग्राम परिचर्चा में. तो चलिए इस बातचीत को शुरू करते हैं एंड ऑफ कोर्स वी विल बी वेटिंग फॉर योर क्वेश्चंस, योर क्वेरीज थ्रू आउट द प्रोग्राम. सो टिल 4 o'clock our experts and me, we are all here. So let's begin this discussion and my first question would be to Dr. Dhanya. Ma'am, can you tell us what is responsible decision making? Can you just define it for our viewers and also how significant this skill is for all the adolescents?
Well, Tanvi, very interesting question to explore because in our daily life we take many decisions and out of them some of the things lead to desirable outcome and very pleasant outcome, but some of them were not. Some of them lead to undesirable outcome and we keep wondering what should I do and how should I behave? And we are confronted with many such questions in day-to-day life. In fact, in addition to these questions, we need to think about what to do to achieve this particular objective, or how should I behave to solve this issue, and so on. That means a goal to be attached to the specific decision that we are going to take. If it is goal-oriented, that decision-making process becomes more logical. Because many times in our life, we take the decisions sometimes when we are emotionally disturbed, or sometimes it is just mimicking others' behavior. For example, in adolescent stage, when we have to think of a career choice, or we have to choose a specific stream of academics, sometimes we think, my friend is doing this, or my friend is going for this particular college, so let me also go, or let me also take the same course. But in fact, that won't be the right way to take a decision, because that is just you are mimicking the other person's decision, or we take the decisions based on our own traditions or based on our habit. But that may not be a well-informed decision making. So in this particular context, instead of confronting with the social pressure or any other vested interest of taking decisions, we need to think about the process of decision making. Because the decision making itself, we can say it is complex, because it's the process of finding alternative choices and choosing the best among them. When it comes to the responsible decision making, it's all the more very interesting and very important for us to understand. It is careful and constructive, respectful decision making, and which is based on some of the ethical standards, or maybe some safety concerns, or based on certain social norms. Not only that, the decision making should be done based on the alternative choices that we have, and understanding and evaluating or assessing the consequences of the decisions what we take and its impact on ourselves and on the well-being of others as well. Then we can say that it is responsible decision making. So when you see the components of responsible decision making, you can see the first one as emotional stability. Because many times, as I mentioned earlier, when we take the decision when we are very sad or when we are very happy, then probably the decision is not very logically processed, and we are under the emotional charge, we take the decision. So that may not be a well-informed or recent choice that we are adopting. So emotional stability becomes very significant in case of responsible decision making. The second part is the objectivity, not based on the previous experiences or pre-notions that we have. Instead of that, having a neutral approach, understanding the situation very objectively becomes very significant in making decisions. In this process, we should be very careful about our own self. Understanding self is the most important thing here. Somebody is doing, that doesn't mean that we need to follow, because unless we understand our strength, our limitations, our possibilities, our opportunities, we will not be able to come to a conclusion and select the reasoned choice among them. The next portion is the awareness of the situation. It's not only the awareness of the self, the context to be analyzed. With respect to that, we need to go for an informed decision or a choice. The last point is about the rationality in the decision, whatever we make. There should be a logical reason behind it. There are certain steps to be followed in making the wise, well-informed decision making. So considering this, we will understand that the decision making can have impact on our life, others' well-being, the community living as well. So that is the most important aspect. Because of that, we need to discuss about responsible decision making. When you talk about the steps that we should follow in responsible decision making, the first and foremost thing is that identify and analyze the problem in hand. In which situation we are planning to take a decision. In case, as I said, it may be choosing a relationship, it could be that academic designing, it could be the career choice. So in any of these cases, we need to go for identifying the issue in the hand and understanding it. And do a small researches, collect main information about it, do certain brainstorming so that we can have many alternative choices. then think about its consequence of each choice and decide which is the best choice based on that particular context, understanding our own sense of belongingness, our own sense of responsibility about it. After taking the understanding the consequences, we can go for an action. So always the decision making is followed by an action, and it doesn't stop at action as well. We need to have a reflection on what kind of decision we have taken in that particular context and how, in fact, it is important for us to have that particular decision, whether it has led to the positive outcome or we had to have some challenges as well. So these responsible decision making would definitely help us not to be impulsive while taking decision. That is the most important thing, and it increases the self-confidence among ourselves, because it is that we take the decision for ourselves. We are not letting the things happen like that, but we are taking the strength to take the decision, but using a logical, scientific process. Through the process, we are bringing to the most important informed choices. So it decreases the conflicts because we are confident about what we are doing, and we just stand up with the decision what we take as well. So that means we have more satisfaction. Tanvi, when you asked about its significance in adolescence, the most important thing, as you said, that is the phase of exponential growth in socially and in cognitive, in emotional and mental development. So they have, the plethora of emotions, and they are looking for channelizing the energy what they have. In that particular phase, many times adolescents overestimate their ability to understand the risk involved. Sometimes they think they are involved, vulnerable also. They think, and that is why they go for some risk-taking behavior without understanding the consequences of it. So it's very important that adolescents take up the decisions responsibly, understanding the different ethical standards, moral values, and at the same time the social norms as well, so that they can have a very fruitful future life in their career, in their personal life, in choosing the relationship, in choosing the the academic stream, and overall to lead a very happy life, Tanvi.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us the definition of responsible decision making, and also telling us that how important it is for the adolescents to make those decisions. And moving further, we would like to ask Professor Sandhya here. Ma'am, how responsible decision making skills helps in the development of self among adolescents and also nation building?
Thank you, Tanvi. And already Dhanya madam has explained the meaning of decision making and how important it is in an adolescent's life. And I'll carry forward whatever she has said with some examples. First thing I'd like to tell that this adolescents, they are well informed because they are being exposed to information. And all the informations are on their fingertips. Okay, so these informed adolescents, and they should have, first thing they should have in their mind is that whatever decisions they are going to take, it has to have implications in nation building, because they are our human resource. They are our like future. So whatever decision they are going to take now is going to, to be reflected in their future and also in the life of the nation. I'm talking nation as an individual. So whatever these adolescents will do, that will be reflected in our nation. So in our nation, we all know that the self-reliant adolescents, they are the basis of self-reliant India. If our adolescents are self-reliant, our India will also be self-reliant. So Prime Minister's clarion call, that is Atmanirbhar Bharat, that also talks about Atmanirbhar Bharat, will Atmanirbhar adolescents, Atmanirbhar youths, Atmanirbhar teenagers. So, but these teenagers, they are, as Dhanya has already pointed out, that they are led by emotions. They are vulnerable people. So the research that says, I read last night one research by Larson, and he says that adolescents experience more emotions. They do not know what to do, where to go, and how to go. And they need help, they need guidance. That is why the role of guidance and counseling is very, very important. So in this context, decision making is an incredibly important skill that teens must develop before they can be truly independent. Because gradually we are taking our children as adolescents to be independent individuals. So their decisions will lead them to become independent individuals. The second thing I would like to tell is that we require to give them guidance to make their own choices. Any informed choices will take them to a life filled life which is stress-free and enjoyable. And ultimately, that is actually the mantra. That is the thing that we want our children to enjoy life, and simultaneously, whatever decisions they have taken, they should own those decisions and should not repent. So in this context, I'd like to read out a passage from Robert Frost. He has written a poem, The Road Not Taken. Most of our teachers, most of our students, they must have read this. The last stanza says that, I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the differences. So it is the choices that will make you different from another individuals. It is your choice if it is an informed, and it is, as she has said, if it is research-based choice, and then that will definitely lead them to a better life. So when we talk about decision making and responsible decision making, that responsible decision making will lead to nation building, because my question is that. And every teen has a social responsibility, and that has to be demonstrated by helping the less fortunate. They should decide that it is not their own life which is important. It is, they should take others along with them. So whatever decision, it should not hamper others' life. It should not hamper others' happiness. So they should help in the process, help the less advantaged people and less fortunate people. They should be able to give things in charity and caring for public property. I'd like to tell you one thing. What these adolescents they in the school. Some of the examples I'd like to give you. The children, they start bullying others, because that is also will hamper them in taking informed decisions, because bullying is also a kind of negative thing that is there in the mind, and if you are negative, you cannot think something positive. The second thing is that they always think about me and me only. They should go away from me and they should say we. The moment they say we, then decision whatever they take, it is again help them to better the society, better their environment. The third thing that I'd like to say that they should not keep self in front of them, they should keep nation in front of them. Because these children, though they are adolescents, we say that most vulnerable, but they know the requirement of a nation, and they should be guided to know about it. And then the other thing that I'd like to tell you is that in some schools, children, they try to pull others and want to go ahead. They try to demoralize their friends. They try to, say something negative, say something very like that creates unhappiness and stress, and also, a kind of demotivation for other children that they should not do. I will give you an example. Like I had visited DAV Chandrasekharpur here, and I asked a newcomer that what happened, are you comfortable in the school, you are a newcomer? And he said ki, ma'am, it's fine, some children are helping me out, and they say that because you are not our equal, so we can give you our notes, because he joined late. So this is again a kind of decision, that on what basis they have taken the decision that this boy is not equal, this is new, is not their competitor, so they can share their books. But that cutthroat competition they are into, so that is very, very difficult for them to take any informed choices. The another last one I wanted to say is that why should a youth learn to be responsible and accountable? Why should they be? Because they are the people, they will, this responsibility and this accountability will help our adolescents to form their identity. The identity, we say we are Indians, they are Indians, but Indians with some moral values, Indians with this accountability and responsibility towards self and towards the nation, towards the people around, that will give them a different kind of identity. So they will also, if they understand their own identity, definitely the kind of decisions they will take, small decisions also, is not only career decision in every sphere of life, decision every moment, that is also very, very important. And this moral behavior is based on self-chosen ethical principles, and they are generally, it should be comprehensive, it should be universal, they should think about justice, dignity, equality, all these things should come to their mind. And the last thing is that they should be answerable to their own actions. If I have taken any, like I quoted a line from a stanza from Robert Frost's poem, The Road Not Taken. He says that it is his decision. So that whatever differences that he is going to make, it is he who has chosen it. So we, our youths and our adolescents, they should also own their the decisions that they have taken, the choices that they have made. In this way only, they can be able to do something for themselves, for the family, for the society, and ultimately for the nation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Wonderfully explained, and the examples you gave were so real life that we can actually relate with them, where the students, the old students are helping the new students, and very rightfully said that responsibility and accountability helps them in creating their own individual independent identity, and one should always own their own decisions and choices. So moving forward, we also know that there are certain factors that affect the decision that the adolescents take. So we would like Professor Brahma to highlight here, sir, what are those factors that influence the responsible decision making among adolescents?
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, India. It's my pleasure that I am here, and every day I am nurturing the adolescent students before me. So it's a very good question, and also I cannot answer everything, but what I experienced in my teaching learning period and as a principal, as a counselor, as a teacher educator, so I can give some of the points of my experience. Friends, first of all, I must quote with Sandhya ma'am that nation building. So everything what I say, that the total 1.5 hour discussion here is meant for the nation building. So everything must be rooted in the decision making of the teenagers, especially from 13 to 19. Say it also go beyond that. So friends, one thing I must say, when we take decision, normally if I divide the decision making situation, I can say one is daily life decisions. It's very entertaining. It's not. It does not create any confusion in this. What to take in my lunch, what to take the dress I am going for a party. These are the some of the decisions we take in our daily life, daily duties also. No problem. But another thing is career. When we say we take decision about our career, but in that period, also we have to be very careful what both of the madam has said about this. And number 3 is decision crisis time, which is most important for a teenagers. So if I say this is the areas of decision making. I'll go to what are the factors normally. And there are a lot of factors, a good number of factors are there where the teenagers normally many times takes wrong decision. So if I again categorize the factors, I can categorize in three. Especially there are a lot of factors, but I will categorize in three. That is, one is very important, which is biological. If I say the adolescent age, the change in physical change or physical development. Then another is that is psychological. Normally the emotions, what Sandhya ma'am has told about, that their instincts, their feelings, all these things related to psychological. And most important part, that is the social part. I'll go one by one. Suppose a child reading in class 9, I will give of my example. When I was in class 9, I was very shy in my nature. It was very difficult for me to take a decision because I am for a very village child, I can say. I am a village child. So we don't have any type of recognition, some giving forced before, or somebody is there to counsel us, somebody is there to guide us. We are alone. So what happened with me, I saw everything in my life during my adolescent period. If I remember all these things, I can say, because I can remember because every day I am giving example of my life during adolescent to my people teachers in my life. So therefore I am just recalling all these experiences, because I always say that let us experiment with experiences. So that is the way. So at the time when I was taking decisions, I had to wait for the others. My mother will take the decision, my father will say something, but there was no any guidance from my family because they were not literate like me. So I was the highest in that point, because my father, my mother, all are illiterate people. Illiterate, I cannot say, they have not gone to this school. I am from very village. So if I am an example before you sitting here and I have taken some decision in my life, I can give that quote. So let us go to the physical. When we are talking about the physical entity of a child, when the changes come in the life, body changes in the students, at that time they become something awkward. They feel something awkward, and which is very related to their social life also. All are related. So that they in that period, what to do? I quote Sandhya ma'am that if he is not taken the responsible decision in that period also, maybe he will be, if she is a girl, she can be having a lot of problems with their body, some diseases also. So there are changes. If some changes happened with, I can say maturation, like these things, that happens with. Then going for the family. When I say family, normally we say that the students who are in the age group of teen age, we are thinking of that. But my purpose is something that I can say that beforehand, if we trained our very early grade children also with a proper way of counseling, proper way of lifestyle, maintaining lifestyle, I can say there will be a solution to the age group, because in that period they have heroism. In that period. So before that also, in we can say the childhood type, if we orient them, if we train them, the fathers, the mothers, the elder brothers, all people, if they train them, is this we should not say that this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong. Normally what happened, we say a lot of no to our children. No, even at the age of 3, 4 also, no, no papa, no mama, like this. With all affection we also say no. So that no create a lot of problem, and he accepts that perhaps what I will do, the decision will be taken by my family, and this happens in our family also. Whatever maybe the educated the parents are, many a times there is a compulsion on the child on the children that what to do, what to read, on which line you will go, how to make your career. Do not worry about it. We are here. We will give everything. But that is the problem. And when they come to the adolescent age, when they become something, I can say some factual like this, at that time they face a problem. They have to depend upon the parents. Number 2 point, I can say fear effect. Mostly it is affected in the schools. So teachers are here also. Suman ma'am is there, sir is there. See what happened? Normally there many times we are always, I can say, easily captured by our friends. What they say, we always compare with them. Even say that, oh, yes, my friend has said this, I will do this. It is also happening with my daughter. My daughter, she is in class 10 and she is saying that, Papa, one of my friend is he's very interested to do some costume design course. So after completion of plus 2, I will go for this. But before some time she was saying that, Papa, I want to be a doctor, I want to do this. So when it happens with the children, that pure effect is most important. So here, if I say the factors, again we have to take the role and responsibility of the parents, the teachers in coming sessions. We can discuss that in coming time. So that friends' decisions, friends bullying, what I say bullying also. Another point is most important is the inferiority complex. Many times if a student in a school will be something bullied by others, something commented by others, criticized by others, many times that also insisted her to leave the school. I have seen, because I am I'm monitoring many of these schools in Odisha, also in different districts. I have seen how they are dependent upon the friends' choices. I can say friends' choice is a most important part in our life. So that is another cause, most effective factors, I can say, which is many times in ours. And another point is in social point, I can say that is the role of the YouTube and internet. You see the students who are reading in standard 8, 9, 10 or plus 2, they are using mobile. Without mobile, it is very difficult for them to go, and it also creates a lot of problem in the family. Though parents many a times they do not want to give mobile to him, but it creates a I can say problem with the children. And when they see different types of videos which should not be shown in that age, but it's a free access and students are going on to this side, that also give instinct to the students, to the children of that group to go here and there. Many times even parents counseling, even counselors, Suman madam's counseling also does not work here. So the use of a lot of internet and YouTube, all different materials are there, they're watching, and you see the, I can say give one example, the South Indian films which are dubbed in Hindi. A lot of things are there which are very dangerous for our children who are studying class 8, 9 and 10, especially in teenagers. So these are some of the major factors which are always, I can say, the killing our students. They are very much going forward to take a right decision for our students. That creates a problem. And another thing I can say from the family, if we give them liberty to live, I say in one word, liberty to live from the very early level, that will be something creating. So I can say the parents, the teachers, the other social people who are working there, counselors and teachers, all have a lot of role with regard to these factors affecting the responsible decision of the children. So a lot of things to say, but I will stop here and I will listen to others also. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. These are all the valid factors that you pinpointed that influences the responsible decision making among adolescents. Thank you so much, sir, once again. And we've got a lot to discuss here. I would request all our viewers, if you have any questions, any queries, please share it with us through our YouTube channel, which is NCERT Official. All the mediums through which you can connect with us, that's being flashed on your screens at the moment. So please contact us. We'll be waiting for you for your questions throughout the program. My next question is to Ms. Suman. Ma'am, can you tell us how peer pressure affects the responsible decision making among adolescents? Suman ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for the question. At first, I would like to tell that peer pressure, it is not a thing which is affecting only the adolescence age. Even we get sometimes influenced by the peer of our age group. So peer actually means people within our age group. And yes, adolescents, those who are in adolescence age, they are getting more influenced under the peer influence. So at first, let us define the peer influence. Peer influence can make an adolescent to adopt any particular kind of behavior or dress or hairstyle or attitude, etc., just so that they can be easily accepted within the group of their equals. That way, we would like to define the peer pressure. And peer pressure or peer influence can be both positive as well as negative. Let us discuss one by one how can be the peer pressure in positive sense and how it can be in negative sense. So at first, let us discuss with the positive part first. So positive peer pressure, if we come to the positive peer pressure, first one which is there is about yes, I want my friend to be good in studies. So what will be the thing? I will be having a belongingness towards that friend of mine. And we will just go for peer studies. I'll start making the friend of mine to, yes, you also come with me. I'll help you in this subject. I'm not doing good in a certain other subject. You can help me in that subject. That is also a peer pressure, which is a very positive kind of peer pressure. Next one, many a times peer pressure, under the peer pressure, we can increase the self-confidence. And sometimes like stage fear is a very common problem among many of the students, many of the people in fact. So those students can be, if they are among their peers, the peer group can pull them. Okay, you have a beautiful voice. If you cannot stand before a stage and sing a solo song, let's join in a group. Then the peer can just give a influence in a positive manner. So this is also one of the peer pressure in positive manner. Like for example, to inculcate positive hobbies and attitudes. Sometimes the interest of friends do match, but many a times they are not doing that hobby or not getting time to do that hobby. But once the peer people, they all together, like for example, in many of the CCA activities in schools or many other activities also which are going in school, where group participation is required, now the peer can pull up. Someone is good in good as an orator. He can take part in some of the activities together with some other group of friends. That way also it can be helped. Next, we come to the negative part of the peer pressure. Like peer pressure, under peer pressure, sometimes the students do ask their friends that nothing will happen, you just try this alcohol or a cigarette once. Nothing is going to harm you. That is a kind of negative peer pressure which is also influencing the adolescence age group. Many a times we might have seen that let us bunk this period and we will do something else. We'll go to the ground, we will play. This is also a negative peer pressure. Under the negative peer pressure, the children, they get diverted or distracted from the main school work just to fulfill their friendship goals. I would say they are just fulfilling their friendship goals. Now, next question comes, now how to avoid these kind of peer pressure in school and daily life? So, I think first thing which these adolescent age group students should do is spend more time with those students who can resist the peer pressure. We should not get influenced under the peer pressure. We are ourselves, we are individuals. We should be able to think ourselves as individuals. We don't always have to move in groups. Next, we should teach our students how to be assertive and say no to the any kind of negative peer pressure, that too in a way which is very calm as well as convincing to others. That is also very much required. Next, sometimes if there is bullying or something like any negative thing, the peer people, the students should be able to tell it to any of the elders or ask for help. They should be able to ask for help. Like, for example, the teachers, the counselor, or even the parents, they should be able to do that. Next, these students, I think they should be taught, or I won't say taught, but they should be able to inculcate a habit so that they can choose their friends very carefully. Choose the friends very carefully, because none of the true friends will make you stand in a very uncomfortable situation. You have to be choosing your friends so that the friend can help you in putting into a good situation, never in an uncomfortable situation. And sometimes the delay tactic, okay, everybody is going for a movie after school. Just delay it. Today it won't be possible. I have my tuitions or something, whatever kind of reason the person can give. And just delay the timing. Sometimes just delay tactic also works a lot. And that buffering time also gives the person a chance to rethink over the situation and make more correct decision. Same way, exercising self-regulation, even in some emotionally arousing situations, that is also very much required, I would say. These kind of things are to be told to the students. The peers should understand these kind of things. And the last but not the least, I would say, is sometimes it is also okay to be alone. There's a song, Jodi tor dak shune keu na ashe tobe ekla cholo re. If you have taken a good decision, if your decision is right, you should stand alone with and firm with your decision. You should not move with whatever the other peer group or your friends are saying to you. When you know that yes, your decision is right, you should be able to walk in the right path. That's all, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. In less than a few words, you've said a lot. So when you said that it's okay to stand by your decisions, whether the others are objecting to it, whether the others are saying that, no, you're wrong, but still you stand by it, you have confidence in your own decision, then that's not wrong. So that was a great explanation which you did, ma'am. Thank you so much. And there were certain points which I really agree to when you said that one should choose their friends very carefully. And peer pressure, it's not always just negative. It's always it can be positive as well. And the individuals need to pick those points. They should resist, and there's a lot that they can do and not get affected by the peer pressure. Moving on, when they take these decisions, there are certain moral values, there are certain ethics, their own consciousness talks to them. So we would like to ask Sandip sir here, sir, what is the significance of those moral values, or how important are those moral values for adolescents when it comes to taking the decisions responsibly? Sir.
Thank you, ma'am. At first, we should talk about moral value. So, in a moral value, just like truthfulness, patience, obedience, honesty, integrity, hard work, responsibility, respect, tolerance, loyalty. So these are the moral values. But this question is that the moral is a aspects which is judging the right and wrong factors in our day-to-day life situation. So let us take example. For example, we don't practice in our day-to-day life as like a parents, as a teacher. So we can't make a decision about the teenagers, children. कुछ examples हम यहाँ पे देना चाहेंगे. मोरल वैल्यू डे टू डे लाइफ सिर्फ ये कह देने से ये इतना आसान नहीं होता है कि हम सुमन मैडम के जो पीयर प्रेशर्स की बात एग्री करते हैं, लेकिन इसमें कुछ चीजें हैं कि टीनेजर्स, हम लोग जानते हैं, वी नो दैट टीनेजर्स डायलेमा में वो एज जो होता है वो डायलेमा का एज होता है। वो राइट और रॉन्ग को जज करने में काफी कंफ्यूज्ड होता है। सो हाउ कैन जजिंग द राइट फ्रेंड्स एंड रॉन्ग फ्रेंड्स? तो ये चीजों को डिफाइन करने के लिए हमारा मोरल वैल्यू डिसीजन मेकिंग करने के लिए बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करता है हमारे लाइफ में। हमारे पेरेंट्स का बहुत बड़ा रोल होता है टीनेजर्स के डिसीजन मेकिंग पर। अगर हमारे फैमिली मेंबर्स में अगर बॉयज और गर्ल्स 2 चिल्ड्रन हैं एक पेरेंट्स के, और अगर बॉयज को ज्यादा प्रेफरेंस दिया जाता है, गर्ल्स को कम प्रेफरेंस दिया जाता है, वैसे केस में टीनेजर्स में जब उसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग और कॉग्निशन जब एब्स्ट्रैक्ट थिंकिंग की तरफ चलती है, तो देन उस सिचुएशन में उसको इन्फेरिटी की फीलिंग्स जो है उसमें डेवलप होता है। तो कैसे, हाउ कैन जज द टीनेजर्स एज अ राइट और रॉन्ग और इन्फेरिटी और जस्ट लाइक freedom? So in this case, we should careful about that. Our parents should practice that moral value in day-to-day life. अगर हम पेरेंट्स अगर रियल में उन चीजों को प्रैक्टिस नहीं करेंगे, तो देन कभी भी हम अपने टीनेजर्स चिल्ड्रन में वो डिसीजन मेकिंग सही और गलत में फर्क करने का फीलिंग्स उसमें हम नहीं डेवलप कर पाएंगे। दूसरी चीजें क्या है कि मोरल वैल्यू हम अपने स्कूल में, हम अपने कॉलेजेस में, इंस्टीट्यूशंस में, वहां पे हम किस तरह के प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, ये हमारा रोल, बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करता है हमारे टीनेजर्स के पाथ में कि वो किस तरह का डिसीजन लेता है। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल, हम छोटा सा एग्जांपल देते हैं अपनी क्लास का। कुछ टीचर्स जो हैं वो कुछ बच्चों से, अगर जो बच्चे बोनाफाइड होते हैं उसके बातों को ज्यादा प्रेफर करते हैं, उनसे ज्यादा बात करते हैं, उनसे ज्यादा उनको प्रायोरिटीज देते हैं, ऐसे केस में दूसरे बच्चे जो हैं वो उसमें जेलसी का फीलिंग्स होता है। तो वहां पे जो डिसीजन मेकिंग होता है जो अदर बच्चों के होते हैं उन टीचर्स के प्रति निगेटिव होता है। तो हमारे पेरेंट्स, हमारे टीचर्स, हमारे सोशल मेंबर्स, इन सभी का बहुत बड़ा रोल है बच्चों के, टीनेजर्स के डिसीजन मेकिंग को क्रिएट करने में। और मोरल वैल्यू, अगर फॉर एग्जांपल हम लें कि मोरल वैल्यू, अगर हम जो बच्चे जो सोशली एथिकल वर्क करते हैं तो उसको एक्सेप्टेंस मिलता है, वो सोशली में या फैमिली में या स्कूल में, कॉलेजेस में उसको एक्सेप्ट किया जाता है कि ही इज डूइंग राइट वे। लेकिन वो टीनेजर्स को डिसीजन लेने में काफी कठिनाइयां तब होती हैं जब उनके फैमिली मेंबर्स में कुछ इस तरह की चीजें करते हैं जहां की वो सही से डिसीजन ले नहीं पाते हैं। जैसे हम दूसरा एग्जांपल देंगे, हमारे सोसाइटी में, हमारे फैमिली में एक मेंबर्स हैं जिनका रोल जो है वो उनके फैमिली में काफी कॉन्फ्लिक्शन होते हैं, घर में की बहुत सारे तरह की परेशानियां हैं। वो उनके बच्चे जो हैं, टीनेजर्स जो हैं, उनमें वो फीलिंग्स ही नहीं है, उनमें वो डिसीजन लेने की फीलिंग्स नहीं है कि दूसरों को हर्ट अगर करते हैं तो उसको बुरा लगता है। तो ऐसे सिचुएशन में हमें इस पोर्टल के थ्रू, इस स्टूडियो के थ्रू हम ये कहना चाहेंगे कि पेरेंट्स को बहुत केयरफुल रहना होगा हमारे टीनेजर्स के डिसीजन मेकिंग के लिए कि हम जैसा करेंगे हमारे टीनेजर्स का वही फॉलो करेंगे अपने डिसीजन मेकिंग में। देन पेरेंट्स के बाद हमारे फैमिली मेंबर्स को, देन स्कूल्स में सबसे बड़ा रोल इंपॉर्टेंट फैमिली के बाद हमारा स्कूल्स में जाता है। स्कूल्स के जो टीचर्स होते हैं या प्रिंसिपल्स होते हैं वो डेमोक्रेटिकली वो उन चीजों को, मोरल वैल्यूज को प्रैक्टिस करें। सिर्फ हम अपने बुक्स में, कैरिकुलम्स में इंक्लूड करने से वो चीजें डेवलप नहीं हो सकती। उन चीजों को स्वयं जब हम प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, बच्चे उनको फॉलो करेंगे, देन उनका जो डिसीजन मेकिंग होगा वो पॉजिटिव वे में होगा। और देन वो समझ पाएंगे कि जो अल्कोहलिक बच्चे हैं, जिसका बैड बिहेवियर है, उनके साथ में हम फ्रेंडशिप नहीं करें, जो हमें गलत तरीके से गलत बात बताते हैं उनके तरफ हम नहीं डिवोट हों। तो इन तरह की चीजों को तभी वो कर पाएंगे जब ये सारे मोरल वैल्यूज वी कैन प्रैक्टिस इन आवर डे टू डे लाइफ एंड स्कूल एंड कॉलेजेस एंड इंस्टीट्यूशंस। थैंक यू मैम।
थैंक यू सो मच सर। एंड जैसे कि आपने बताया कि मॉरल वैल्यूज़ बच्चों के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं, लेकिन जैसे सुमन मैम ने बताया था उसमें बहुत सारे चेंजेस भी होते हैं। थैंक यू सो मच सर। यहाँ पे बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं बात करने की, जैसे हमने अभी मॉरल वैल्यूज़ डिस्कस किए, हमें ब्रह्मा सर ने ये भी बताया था कि जो फैक्टर्स हैं जो इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं बच्चों के डिसीजन मेकिंग में वो भी बहुत वैलिड और इम्पॉर्टेंट होते हैं। पर इसके अलावा भी जो स्टेक होल्डर्स का रोल होता है वो भी बहुत necessary or important hota hai. So let's go to Dhanya ma'am, and I would like to ask her, ma'am, how can the school, the particular school, and even the teachers of adolescents, they can help them in improving their responsible decision making skills? Any points you would like to highlight here, ma'am?
Thanks, Sanvi, for the question. So far, we have discussed what responsible decision making is and the different factors contributing to that. It may be media, it could be the value system, which actually help children or adolescents to make the responsible decisions. Now, when you talk about the stakeholders, the teachers and the school as a system have the capacity to bring a change. And of course, the responsible decision making is a skill which could be trained. Only for that, even to develop that, probably that we have to give a platform for nurturing it. We need to make the children aware of the moral values, as Sandip ji was importance of moral values, and having a democratic atmosphere in the school and in the classroom, wherein each child is valued and their decision or their expression or their opinion on any of the issues is valued and appreciated by the school, then the students get the confidence to contribute to a decision making. So let us have in our school many more opportunities for the children to voice out any of the issues. Maybe in case of the school rules, that we may have a discussion in the classroom why the school rules are formulated, or even the school rules could be formulated with a democratic, collaborative effort of the students as well. Let them come out with the rules, and then they let them analyze the reasons behind it, so that they understand its consequences if the rules are violated as well. Not only the school rules, even community law, which exists in the premise and the surroundings of the school as well. And Brahma sir, he was talking about the influence of the media in decision making. I agree to some extent that the media could be an influencing factor for the wrong decisions as well. But at the same time, we need to identify the strength of the media for making children take a better decision. For example, if a biography of a person who changed the lives of many, for example, Gandhiji or B.R. Ambedkar, there are many movies which had come out even from South, that it talks about how the people had taken the decision and how the decision had impacted the lives of many. I would like to quote what Sandhya ma'am was talking about, the road not taken. It is that the road that people can take up, then we can think of progress and change as well. So let our schools have the opportunity, let the schools have the platform for children to express out their opinions and values, and these opinions, let it be based on the ethical standards and values which persist. And small activities like role play, wherein children act the characters of the different people involved and the decision taken. And that analysis also could be done in the classroom basis. Not only that, even kind of a social decision making in a bigger, larger perspective. It's not only the children should understand the respectful decision making on a larger perspective, not only for their, as Sandhya ma'am was talking about the adolescents' role in the national development, any kind of the social issues, how the decision has been taken up. Let the children observe it and analyze, critically analyze it and come out with expression. For an example, if a nuclear power plant is coming to a village, if there is a protest which is happening there for and against, then how the decision is taken in that particular scenario. Let there be discussion in our classroom wherein socio-scientific issues are discussed with the value judgment and then coming out with the appropriate decision. So going through that particular process of or the steps of decision making, definitely students are getting more confidence of taking their decisions in in their life and in a larger perspective. So having exposure to many of the scenarios, cases, circumstances wherein the right decision has been taken, let the children analyze it. Or maybe we can give the non-exemplars wherein with the one specific decision gave a negative consequence to the whole humanity, wherein the wars and other things happen. There is a violence against women which happens. So let children come out with certain kinds of observation and their own critical reflection on it. So that critical reflection will definitely help them to identify the issues, identify the consequences of the understanding the consequence and the impact of the consequences of a single decision. So definitely the schools as an entity, teachers as the major stakeholders of as a pedagogue in the process of learning can make a larger difference, Tanvi.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. This proved the point that everyone has a role to play in the adolescents' lives. And it's, of course, an individual's choice to take their decisions, but for making them responsible, it is the duty of the other stakeholders as well. Okay. Professor Sandhya, ma'am, would you like to tell us that how conducive the home environment can help in developing responsible decision-making skills from childhood onwards?
Thank you, Tanvi. This is a very important question because as school is definitely, when the children go to school and peers and when they go outside the society, so it has they influence the child, the students. They are from a family. They are most of the time, apart from 8 hours in school, so home becomes the first learning environment for them. So it is the responsibility of the parents and the siblings to give a conducive or to create a conducive atmosphere at home in order to make, to give the children a kind of freedom, a kind of loving atmosphere, and also give them a democratic environment. So for this, the parents they have a very important role to play. They are the people who can create a conducive atmosphere, democratic environment for the children, for the students, and that will help them in developing responsible decision, how to take responsible decisions. So I'd like to give few points I'd like to give. One is that the parents at home, children should be given enough opportunity and the confidence to speak their mind. Normally we say that, as Brahma sir was talking about, that no, beta aise mat karo, no, don't do that. So I went to somebody's house and I asked the children, what is the most important, like whom do you like best, your parents and father, mother, and what is the best thing that you? I said, ma'am, I don't know what is the best thing, but I call my mother Mrs. No and my father Mr. No. Because all the time they were talking, no, don't do this. So I hear from them, no, all the time. So that is, again, it is hampering the children to grow, to be independent individuals. That is the one thing. Second thing is that every child should feel important in the family. I think Dhanya also said that they should feel that, yes, I am important. If I say something, that will be given importance. So I have a freedom to speak. I can speak and I can discuss. Okay. So the parents should make the children participate in whatever, the decision, whatever, even if you're inviting somebody, there is a family get together. So let small children, let them be involved in this kind of activity. Let them say also, even preparing a menu also. Let the children say कि बेटा बताओ कि क्या क्या मेनू करना है. Let them also speak. So in the process, they also from a very simple incident, the decision making starts. The other thing I would like to say that as parents and for in every family, like even if you are, both the parents are working or from a village background when they are indulged or engaged in farmland or farming and all that. And even housewives also, they, the mothers who are housewives, they do not have time to talk to their children. So another I want to highlight here is that our parents, they should give enough time to their children. They should listen to the children. It's not that children will only listen to them. They should also listen to the children, because listening to the children, listening to their problems, listening to whatever is their feelings, whatever, like in school when they go out, many things they hear, many things that as there is a vulnerable age, it is always like they are very emotionally charged adolescents. So let them ventilate. So we as parents, we should be patient listeners. That is lacking in the adolescents, because at home also parents, they do not listen to them. The other thing that I would like to highlight is that we must work together. We must work together. So I have seen the young parents, I can think about Dhanya also, the young parents, they are giving more time to their children. My daughter also says, ki, Mama, I have to take I am, for a few hours I'm away, I'm in the clinic, so I must give quality time to my children. She plays with him. Many types of games she plays and asks even for building block and all that. So that also, like, it's not that what is there given in the picture that the child has to do that. The child with the building block, he designs something else. So that is to be appreciated. If you appreciate your children, then they feel happy, and then they try to participate, they try to give more, and gradually this learning, this practice help them to decide for themselves in future. Then another thing I would like to say that how much freedom that you can give to your children. Sometimes we say ki beta jao jo bhi karna hai karo hi, but freedom sometimes become a noose in the neck of a child. So we must teach our children how to handle their freedom, how much they can go, where is the restriction. That is another thing. Then only, and this is again what it is related to decision making only. And they have to show that, they have to tell them that yes, if you have done something, you have to own the responsibility. So owning up the mistakes, owning up the responsibility, owning up this mistakes shows responsibility. And children, they learn by committing mistakes. So it is not that suppose they decide something now, they find that, this is not good, and they change that also. So this is a process of growing. So let's the parents, they help in this process of growing and in the process of deciding being a good decision for themselves. Then another thing is that always as parents, we tell the children, nahi, jaldi so jana, jaldi uthna, early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. But parents, they sleep very late. I'm a parent also. I sleep around 1:30 to child to sleep early. But this is again, and they say, Mom, so why are you telling this to us? So as I think some of our panelists, they say that first we should be an example to our children. If we are examples and we say, no, this is the decision, this is the family routine, and we have decided that we must stick to it, and everybody should stick to it, not only the children, because they are children, so they will obey you, but you will not mend yourself. That is not done. Then another thing is that we must, as parents, we must encourage our children to help out. Already I have talked about it, how in nation building, we are making our children go to the community and help. Okay, lending their helping hand to them. So giving to the community will help our children to see that they have a power to make difference in someone's life. So that is also gives a kind of happiness and says, no, then that becomes an incentive for them to do better. So a success leads to success. So that in that way we must as parents, because whenever somebody comes to our house and we try to give something to them, and we like in charity also we give, and let our children this DCC children, they go to different schools, special schools. Children should be taken to different schools. And I have seen some parents, they do not observe their children's birthdays on with parties and all that. They take the children to this orphanage, to all the places where they contribute, and they say, let us enjoy your birthday with them. So in the process, they know that yes, I am here, and these are also my friends, and I can enjoy with them, and sharing the joy with these people is also helping them. Not only it increases their self-esteem, but also helps them to decide that yes, when I grow up, I can also do something more to the society. Then another thing is that to teach them life skills. Normally what we do is that I am not a good parent because I always provide everything to my children. So they, even for a glass of water, mama, pani leke aao. But that should not be done. Because now we are grown up, and I am getting old and all. But I tell all my teachers and my young parents and all that you must make your children do work at home. Whatever, laundry ho ya saaf karna hai, kitchen mein help karna hai, nije toilet ko khud saaf karna hai. These are the things, life skill they should know, so that when they grow up, they will not depend on others, and they will, change their decision. Yes, I am a responsible citizen. I must take my own responsibility, and I will do, and I will not depend on others. I will be an independent person. The last is that I'd like to say that people talk about generation gap. Children talk about generation gap. If there is a discussion in the family, not argument, then that gap will go, because we are experienced people and they are youngsters. So with this discussion only, things can be changed. And as our panelists, they say that the media, everything is there. Children are exposed to many things, but with discussion, with the kind of sharing, they can come to a very good decision which will help them and help them in their future and help in their present life also. And they can give them examples from different stories, as she talked about Ambedkar and all. There are many examples are there. And children also, if you ask them to write I asked a child to write a story, rewrite the story of Hare and the Tortoise. What he said is that he changed the story. It is not that Hare became the first, because Hare should not come first in the race. And ultimately, this the tortoise came first, but because with the slow and all that. But whatever, the decision that the child, whatever he had decided at that point of time, he has said that the hare and the tortoise, because the hare was sleeping and tortoise was coming, gradually reaching to the goal. And then when he reached near the tortoise, then he said, you can climb on my back and let us go together, or let us walk together. And both of them reached the target. So this is again helping the children that team spirit or working together is more important than getting everything to yourself. So there are many important stories, good stories. Parents can read and can relate from Mahabharata, from Ramayana, from many Jataka tales and all that. Stories are there. So, and in Sanskrit also, it is said that the children grow, when children grow up, we should not control them. Rather, we should treat them as friends and be a friend to them, help them in deciding or getting a good, going for a choice decision, informed decision, so that they will not repent. Even if they repent, it is okay, because it is a choice and it is a decision that has been taken by them. So let us not control the children. Let us make them free. Let us make them enjoy life. Simultaneously, let them be informed adolescents so that they can be guided. They should be guided by us also. So the guidance should not be as a something great or something, who are experienced and with control and authority. Rather, it should be a friendly guidance. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. And these are such important points for all the parents. I'm sure all the parents who are watching this program, if in case they are not following any of these points, they are going to definitely follow them from now onwards. Thank you so much, ma'am, for highlighting such wonderful points, and especially the point where you said that enough time is required, be it a new parent or an old parent. The time is very important, and communication gap should not be there, and it should be there from clear communication should be there from both the ends. If the children is talking, then the parents should listen, and if the parents are talking, then the children should listen. So thank you so much, ma'am. And moving on further, because you highlighted a lot of points and all are extremely important, but we would like to ask Brahma sir here. Sir, would you like to add some more points here about what is the role of parents in nurturing responsible decision-making skills among adolescents? Anything else you would like to add to what Sandhya ma'am just said?
Thank you, ma'am. I must thank Dhanya ma'am and Sandhya ma'am. Both of the panelists has beautifully explained it. Dhanya ma'am said how the teacher can act as a mother, and Sandhya ma'am said how the mother can treat the children as a teacher. So here there are the, I can say, the points for the teachers as well for the parents. If I add to madam that I can say the father, the mother, the brother, the family members. First of all, as a father, I can say, fathers should treat their children as a friend. Because I have the experience, I have been with my daughter since I can say the 15, 16 years. You see, I am just observing her. Ma'am, I commit before you. I always try to tell my daughter, especially my daughter, she is the right time also. I say, what is your intention? What is your ambition? What do you want? So what Sandhya ma'am said that this is not that you only as a father, as a mother, you will just compel something, give some decision, give some direction to these children. That is not the way. As a friend, try to understand what are their needs. Actually, especially during the period of adolescence, they did not actually attention getting. They want that my parents, my fathers, my mother, my elder brothers and sisters, they should treat me as I'm independent. And everybody knows psychology, they want it. They have the ambition, they have the notion that everybody should respect me. Everybody know attention getting. So at that time when they take decision, I can say that let us think he or she is well competent to take the decision. Let us observe. Madam Dhanya ma'am was saying, let us observe this child. Do not say no to them. Observe, and you can ask that, बेटा तूने जो किया अभी सही किया कि नहीं, ऐसे पूछ सकते हैं. अगर उसने कुछ गलत किया है, ये मत करो, नहीं बेटा तुमने कुछ गलत किया. तो मैंने एक एग्जांपल दूंगा. ये when I go to any of my relatives, normally during my what the children do, we give namaste or do something respect to our elders. Many times we push our children, we push our small kids, do this like this. But that is not the way. In my example, I have seen my daughter not doing this. But what I said, after coming back, it's a very friendly manner. I say, बेटा तूने आज नमस्ते नहीं किया अंकल को, ये ठीक है, सही है. ये छोटा सा प्रश्न है. Very simple question to your child with a friendly manner can change a lot, can make a change, lot of change in her mind, in her heart also. पापा ऐसे क्यों मुझे पूछे? हाँ पापा मैंने ठीक नहीं किया. तो ये जो गलत, वो जो सोच रही है, हाँ ये ठीक होता है. तो कहने का तरीका जो होता है वो ये हम जो है ना टीचर और पेरेंट्स होते हैं, ये हमें भी सीखना चाहिए. बच्चे तो सीखेंगे ही, लेकिन वो करेंगे. When Sandhya ma'am was saying that parents are watching, I can take the example of madam. She went to bed at 1:30, but always push her children to go to bed in right time. Normally, suppose if I say the media, many a times, I go, complete your home task. But the parents are watching the TV. So this should not be happened with the children. If I say the family is the first ground where the decision becomes, and I again say that it is not during adolescent only. It should be started from very beginning, from the childhood. If you give them liberty to live, they will give the liberty to others. What ma'am was saying, that if you want a India, self-reliant adolescent in our, and as we know, the percentage of adolescents in our country, if it is 30 to 40% of our population, if they people take the right decision for themselves, for the society, for the India, we can say that yes, India is self-reliant. So the foundation of a nation depends on this group. I can say, as a parents, as a father, as a mother, we have a great rule here that we can give them liberty. They should live their life. Where they commit any mistakes, do not worry. It is not the one-day task. We have the time. We can counsel them. And the people like Suman ma'am is counselor there. Every parent should be. And I can say that every teacher, every mother, every father should be given training on, life skill training on how to mentor their children, especially during adolescent age. So madam has told a lot of things. I cannot add more and more on this because the focus point madam has told already, but only I can say that family as a friend. Treat your children as a friend. You will see the difference in decision making during their adolescent age, and it should be started from childhood. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you so much, sir. All of you highlighted all these points regarding how the teachers, the parents, they are so important in this adolescents' lives. And of course, they cannot control the lives or decisions of adolescents, but they play a major role in affecting, in improving the decisions they make in their lives. And it is not just for their particular adolescence phase, but it is for their entire lives. Thank you so much, sir. And because we all know that today we are living in the world which is dominated by technology, and we have electronic devices all around us, and adolescents, they are so influenced by social media platforms and technology, and they have a lot of devices which even influence their decisions. So here I would like to ask Sandip sir. Sandip sir, would you like to tell us that how technology can be can be wisely used by the adolescents for responsible decision making? Sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Now we are living in a technological age, so we are using so much technology. So beyond this technology, we have both sides, positive and negative. Yeah. So just I'm telling, much or excessive use of technology we have harmful. Just in a teenagers, we also lack of attention in I'm talking about the it harms related to psychological factors, psychological effects, just like lack of attention, low creativity, depression, aggressiveness. These are the psychological factors which affects the more excessive use of the technology. Then other thing is that the more excessive use of technology in our social relations skills also affect, just like teenagers became isolate from the family or society. I'm explaining for example, just like जब बच्चे का जन्म होता है, जन्म होने के बाद बच्चों को जब बच्चा रोने लगता है तो देन उसको हम क्या करते हैं, अगर अभी के डेट में देखते हैं तो मोबाइल बच्चों को दे दिया जाता है। जब बच्चों को मोबाइल देते हैं तो वो चुप हो जाता है, और फिर जैसे जैसे बच्चे ग्रोन करते हैं, जैसे बड़े होते हैं, टीनेजर्स में आते हैं, जब पढ़ने का उनका उम्र होता है, तो हम फिर बोलते हैं नहीं, मोबाइल ज्यादा नहीं देखना चाहिए, मोबाइल का ज्यादा एक्सेसिव यूज नहीं करना चाहिए, वो हार्मफुल है। तो ये एडिक्शन एक जब छोटे बच्चे से जो इन्फेंसी स्टेज से लेकर के हम एडोलेसेंट पीरियड की बात करते हैं, तो वहां पे टेक्नोलॉजी डे टू डे हम उनको देते हैं। पहले की चलो कम से कम वो डाइवर्ट होगा, वो ज्यादा रोएगा नहीं या फिर परेशान नहीं करेगा, इस पर्पस के थ्रू पेरेंट्स जो है मोबाइल उनको देते हैं, टीवी देते हैं देखने के लिए। देन जब बच्चे बड़े हो जाते हैं तो देन हम उन्हें खुद कहते हैं, वो पेरेंट्स कहते हैं कि ज्यादा एक्सेसिव मोबाइल यूज नहीं करना चाहिए। तो दिस इज द वेरी बिगेस्ट ट्रूथ nowadays. So psychological effect or social effect, and then also we have the physical health effect, like postures, like eye problems, like exercise problems. So these are the problems we have from the excessive use of the technology. But I'm talking about how can we manage, how can we make a decision through the use of technology, because we are living in the age of technology. So just parents, just like Sandhya ma'am told, and then sir told that parents should aware about of it. जब तक पेरेंट्स खुद से उन टेक्नोलॉजी को एक्सेसिव यूज हम ना करें बच्चों के सामने, अभी के डेट में हम देखते हैं कि बच्चों को कह रहे हैं कि चलो तुम अपना होमवर्क कर लो, और हम अपना मोबाइल सोशल मीडिया के जो है फेसबुक और व्हाट्सएप हम करते रहते हैं। तो ये बच्चों में कहीं ना कहीं डिसीजन लेने में काफी कठिनाइयां उत्पन्न करता है। तो हमें बच्चों के साथ में होमवर्क करना चाहिए, बच्चों को फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज, मोबाइल एक्सेसिव यूज होने से फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज बच्चे खेल नहीं रहे हैं, घर में आइसोलेट होकर के गेमिंग कर रहे हैं, लेट नाइट वो जगते हैं, लेट नाइट करके वो सोशल मीडिया यूज करते हैं। तो ऐसे यूज करने के लिए तो पेरेंट्स को सबसे बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है कि पेरेंट्स खुद से बच्चों का केयर करें, उन टेक्नोलॉजी से कैसे बच्चों को अवेयर करना है, उसके पॉजिटिव एंड नेगेटिव एस्पेक्ट्स को बच्चों के साथ डिस्कस करें। देन तभी हम बच्चों को एक्सेसिव टेक्नोलॉजी के यूज से, नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट से हम उनको बचा सकते हैं। सो थैंक यू मैम।
थैंक यू सो मच सर। आपने बहुत अच्छा कहा कि पहले तो पेरेंट्स बच्चों को दे देते हैं मोबाइल यूज़ करने के लिए, पर बाद में उन्हीं को मना करते हैं कि आपको इतना एक्सेसिव यूज़ नहीं करना चाहिए। तो इस मामले में पेरेंट्स को बहुत ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि टेक्नोलॉजी कितनी बच्चों को प्रोवाइड करनी है और किस तरह से उन्हें फिजिकल एक्टिविटी में भी उतना ही इन्वॉल्व करना है जितना कि उन्हें टेक्नोलॉजी में देना है। थैंक यू सो मच सर। आपके पॉइंट्स बहुत ही वैलिड थे और बहुत ही नेसेसरी भी थे। And going forward, we have got last 5 minutes left for this entire conversation. तो हम सुमन मैम से पूछना चाहेंगे, मैम, you being a practicing counselor, I would like to ask you that how counselors can help adolescents to build responsible decision-making skills. What is their role in this process?
Thank you, ma'am. I'll just tell the things whatever possible in the shortest way possible. सबसे पहले मैम, जो काउंसलर का गोल होना चाहिए वो बच्चे को किसी भी प्रॉब्लम को जब डिसीजन लेना है तो प्रॉब्लम को पहले एक्सप्लोर करे, उसको अच्छी तरीके से, उसके जितने भी पॉसिबल सॉल्यूशंस है उन चीजों को समझे, उसके बाद डिसीजन ले, ये बताना है। कभी भी हम काउंसलर्स को ये नहीं बताना है कि अच्छा ये प्रॉब्लम है, इसका मेरे हिसाब से तो ये सॉल्यूशन है। किसी भी बड़े को ये बताने की जरूरत नहीं है कि ये सॉल्यूशन है, अदरवाइज वो बच्चा आपके पास बार बार आएगा, हर छोटी छोटी डिसीजन के लिए वो आपके पास आएगा। अगर वो बच्चे को अपने समझ आ जाए कि डिसीजन को कैसे लेना है, वो ज्यादा जरूरी हो जाता है। तो सबसे अच्छा तरीका यही है कि हम बच्चों को ये सिखा दें कि डिसीजंस कैसे लेना है। तो डिसीजन कैसे लेना में है, जब ये हम बात करते हैं तो किसी भी प्रॉब्लम के लिए सबसे पहले काउंसलर को भी या टीचर को भी उस प्रॉब्लम को बिना किसी जजमेंट किए उसे सुनना पड़ेगा, बिना जजमेंट किए कि वो सही सोच रहा है, वो गलत सोच रहा है, कुछ नहीं, उसको जो भी है उसकी बात को सुनना पड़ेगा, तभी वो बच्चा काउंसलर के पास पहुंच सकता है। उसके बाद काउंसलर को मौका देना होगा कि बच्चा उस चीज को अच्छे से चिंतन करे उस बारे में कि हाँ इसके क्या क्या पॉसिबल सॉल्यूशंस हो सकते हैं। सॉल्यूशंस को एक पेन पेपर में लिख लें, पेन से पेपर में लिख लें, और उसके बाद हर सॉल्यूशन पे वो इवैल्यूएशन करे कि अच्छा ये करने से ये फायदा होगा और ये नुकसान हो सकता है। अब जब फायदा और नुकसान की बात करें तो केवल खुद को मेन सेंटर में रख के ना करें, उसको अपने आसपास के दोस्तों, अपनी फैमिली, अपनी सोसाइटी को भी लेकर साथ चलना है। और उसके बाद लास्ट में मेरे हिसाब से काउंसलर या टीचर या किसी भी पेरेंट को ये पूछना चाहिए कि अब आप सोच के बताइए कि सबसे अच्छा आपको क्या इस चीज के लिए सॉल्यूशन लग रहा है। इस तरीके से बच्चा डिसीजन लेने में सही रास्ता उसको पता चल जाएगा और वो हर बार आपके पास नहीं आएगा, इनफैक्ट वो अपने पीयर ग्रुप में भी हेल्प कर पाएगा कि कैसे एक पीयर काउंसलर की तरह भी काम कर पाएगा। एक छोटी सी चीज और ऐड करना चाहूंगी कि एडोलेसेंट्स के साथ कुछ काउंसलिंग क्लासेस होनी चाहिए जिसमें कुछ रोल प्ले हो सकते हैं, या फिनिश द स्टोरी करके कि कुछ ऐसा एक सिचुएशन दे दिया जाए और बच्चे अपने अपने अनुसार उसके सॉल्यूशन बोलें, फिर उस चीज को एक ग्रुप में डिस्कशन की जाए। ये भी कुछ वेज हैं जहाँ पे हम एज अ काउंसलर और एज अ पेरेंट और एज अ टीचर उनके गाइड बन सकते हैं टू हेल्प देम इन डिसीजन मेकिंग। धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू सो मच मैम। मैम, जैसा आपने कहा कि एडोलेसेंट्स के साथ काउंसलिंग क्लासेस होनी चाहिए, तो आपको क्या लगता है कि कितनी फ्रीक्वेंटली ये क्लासेस होनी चाहिए? वंस अ वीक, वंस अ मंथ, या फिर जब भी बच्चों को ज़रूरत पड़े तब?
मैम, काउंसलिंग क्लासेस जो होती हैं वो नीड बेस्ड होती हैं।
Okay.
किस सिचुएशन में कितना है, वो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग एबिलिटी, डिसीजन मेकिंग, ये कभी कभार होनी है। सभी को एक बार में मिलने से किसी को एक बार में ही समझ में आएगी, किसी को 5 बार में समझ में आएगी कि क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है। वो नीड बेस्ड होती हैं, तो जैसे नीड्स होगी उसके अनुसार हमको उसको सॉल्व करना पड़ेगा।
ओके, दैट्स ग्रेट। थैंक यू सो मच मैम फॉर टेलिंग अस कि काउंसलर्स का रोल भी उतना ही इम्पोर्टेंट होता है जितना कि टीचर्स का होता है या पेरेंट्स का होता है घर पे। So this was a very fruitful conversation. I would like to thank all our panel members once again, Sandhya ma'am, Krishna, Dhanya ma'am, and Brahma sir, Sandip sir, Suman ma'am. Thank you so much for being a part of this program. It was a wonderful program. We understood a lot of factors responsible regarding the responsible decision making of adolescents. Thank you so much sir and ma'am once again.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you to all the viewers for watching this program. We've understood, we have learned a lot about the responsible decision making of adolescents, and we've understood that it's not just the individuals who are taking the decisions. The whole society, be it parents, be it teachers, even technology affects their decisions. And we have to take the peer pressure in a positive manner, not at all in a negative manner. And if in case you have not watched this program, then please watch it on our YouTube channel, which is NCERT Official. And trust me, there are so many valid, related and necessary points which we really need to learn and understand and follow in our real lives. Thank you for being with us throughout this program. And of course, if you have any questions, any queries, our YouTube channel is the key. So next Friday, we'll come back again with another topic at the same platform at the same time, which is 2:30 p.m. on a Friday on our YouTube channel, which is NCERT Official. And please keep your questions ready for next time. And if you have anything to ask, don't worry, don't hesitate. We are here and our panel members are also here to answer those queries. So I'm Tanvi Khurana and I'm taking a leave of you. Thank you once again. Take great care of yourself. Namaskar.